to word, line for line. Eye to eye, word to word, line for line. Eye to eye, word to word, line for line. I see y'all, I hear y'all. Stillness in abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Stillness in abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Once more, stillness in abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Operating in the truest, highest, authentic version of your best self. As for me, I'm operating in the truest, highest, and authentic version of my best self. And I am feeling good for no reason at all. You hear me? When it comes to getting the work done, whatever the work may be, we all gonna have our different approach in accomplishing it or in getting it done, whatever the work may be. However, to get the work done, we can't allow the differences to prevent us from getting the work done. We should be mature enough to listen without defensiveness. That's what a team do. It feel good to be here. I'm feeling good for no reason at all. You hear me? Know what the I am means. Know what the I am can do. And know what it is to you. What that means to me is, if you're miserable by yourself, you in bad company. Somebody will catch it. If I'm miserable by myself, that means I'm in bad company. I'm unhealthy to myself. We can't let our intelligence work against us. I'm gonna say it again. We can't let our intelligence work against us. I used to tell some brothers I used to build with back in the days that if you ain't using your angles, meaning your angels, in the right way, or if you ain't using them at all, they'll work against you. Our intelligence is our angles of light. We use our intelligence as angles of light or angels of light to do things for us. And when we're not using it, our intelligence will work against us because it needs something to do. Consciousness, energy, and motion. Without all the labels that we give to it, energy is always moving. What you do with it or what you don't do with it is how it's going to show up in our lives. Which brings me to ask, because I know I'm not the only one recognizing it. For the family that's doing this work, the Cosmic Conscious family who doing this work, wherever you are, wherever you at, we probably recognizing a lot of defensiveness in the atmosphere. Not necessarily the people, because we deal with energy. If we master life, we must be masters of energy. More so our own. And when we're aware of what's going on inside of us, we're more capable and clearly able to be able to read what's going on external. So in my observations, I'll say, in my observations, I've been noticing a defensiveness in the atmosphere. It's gripping. And it's just the observation. Sometimes I have to walk through it. It's gripping. But long as I know it's just the observation, I'm able to do just that. Walk right through it. And what's so important about what I'm saying is because a lot of us may find that our only true sanctuary is when we're in the confines of our own homes. Our only true place of peace is when we're in the confines of our own homes, our own personal environments and spaces, whatever, however you want to relate to it. But once we leave that place, we have to be able to carry that same peace. We have to be able to carry that same joy, that same comfortability, that same security. Because defensiveness is a sign of insecurity. So why is everybody so defensive? Defensiveness is a sign of insecurity. So what is the insecurity about that got everybody so tight? And I can relate to what I'm talking about because I've been an example of what I'm talking about, which makes me feel so free to be able to speak to it. What's got us so uptight? And it's wild it's wild for those of us who are able to observe it in action, as well as it's enlightenment for those of us who are able to recognize it in ourselves. I say that to say, if I got a speck in my eye, I can't tell you that it's a speck in yours until I remove the speck out of my eye so I can see clearly, and then be able to give you a better assessment of the speck that you have in your eye. I say that to say, for those of us who are growing, continuing to evolve, we continue to stay on our spiritual path, taking our spiritual baths, doing our meditations, doing our yoga, doing our whatever it is that we do, that we need to do to be in the best mind, body, and soul condition of oneself. We are aware that it's many lower vibratory frequencies operating in this world attached to people. Many of us have been these people that had lower vibratory frequencies or entities attached to us. So we're not talking about nobody. We're going to talk to it. My point is, these frequencies, they suck our energy. They not only suck our energy from us, they drain the energy that we call our money and any other object that we have placed as God in our life. I hope somebody caught that. And any other object that we have placed as God in our life. See, anytime you don't find yourself feeling worthless, anytime you don't find yourself feeling not enough, anytime you don't find yourself feeling like you're not good enough, regardless of who, what, where made you feel like that, either you was in a lower vibratory frequency, entertaining one, or that's what your environment consisted of to give you that experience, which produced that feeling into your reality. So I'm going to say again, know what the I am means. Know what the I am can do for you. Or not do for you, just know what it can do. And more so, know what it is to you. If we tapped in, meaning if we tap in to our higher self, or whatever we want to call it, intuition, our divine self, it's protecting us through everything that we go through, long as we don't make what we must go through in this illusion your permanent reality. Whether we conscious of it or not. A lot of us have become conscious of the different presence of energies around us, and how to cooperate with them in our present reality. That's a good thing. If you put more time into your practices, your spiritual work, whatever it may be. Meditations. At least in the last year, if you don't put more time into your spiritual practice in the last year, and I've been doing, I crunked back in doing these videos probably about, I want to say about a few years now, especially during COVID. We tapped in hard. So just in the past year, you should be able to see your own progress. You should be able to see your own evolution of your involution in your own life. And not need no other validation. If you put more time into yourself in the last year, you should see the fruits of your own growth in yourself. Because it ain't nothing like you being able to witness your own evidence. In my journey, it wasn't nothing like me being able to witness my own evidence. And a lot of times when you're witnessing your own evidence and you're trying to point it to somebody, point it out to somebody who ain't there yet, a lot of times they haven't did the work that you did to be able to see a clear picture of what you're trying to express. And it's frustrating, but that's okay. Those things are one to grow on. My point is, we should be way more sensitive to the inner, some call it the inner voice, some call it intuition. Regardless of what we call it, we should be way more sensitive to the voice of our own intuition. It should be easy to tell the difference between truth, what is truth and what is not, what's meant to cause confusion and chaos. We should be able to listen from a place so deep within ourselves to what we're hearing externally, to where we can tell the difference between these things that I'm mentioning. If we come to that place, it's a certain type of peace that we have established within to be able to tell these differences, to read these frequencies. Give yourself a round of applause, because peace only comes from within. We know now that it can't come from nothing the external world can provide for us. Everything that we provide for ourselves through the external world are only complementary props in our living existence. But when we find ourselves in a place of peace in our mind and in our heart, it's a high vibration. It's a lovely space to be. And if you find yourself there, hold it long as you can. And don't let nothing pull you from that space for no reason at all. And if you can, you're able to feel good for no reason at all. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. I love y'all, family. It is your host and co-pilot, Sawu the God, and it was a pleasure being here. Stay up. One.